All right, good morning everybody. Right now I am talking to the Autel Evo, which is recording at 4K 60 frames per second. And watch this. And right now I am talking to the Phantom 4 Pro, which is recording at 4K 60 frames per second. So how do I look? Both are recording me at the same frame rate. Both are about the same height above the ground. Actually, the Evo I'm going to put up just a little bit higher so it equals the Phantom. There we go. So they're about the same. There's the video. I'm just going to bring the Evo's camera down. So what I'm doing is to get them the same as I put the little dot in the center of the screen. I put it on my head. So there we go. Evo is on my head and the Phantom's on my head. So now I'm perfectly the same. The great thing about today for doing this camera comparison is the sun is going in and out of clouds. And as you could probably see behind me, it's probably going to rain later. It's turning into one of those days. So I will light up as the sun comes out and I will become dark as the sun goes away. So it's basically just a test to see how well these cameras do. Now 60 frames per second at 100 megabits is what they record at, which is pretty darn amazing for such cameras, especially on the Autel Evo. Normally you'd see that on the higher priced drones like on the Phantom 4 Pro, which has been out for a year and a half. But the Autel Evo is new to the actual market, and it actually has a camera that records at 4K, 100 megabits per second at 60 frames per second, which is really cool if you want smooth video. So if I'm moving around, you get smooth video happening here. So what I'm going to do now is just do some simple camera comparison tests. These are nothing scientific. If you leave this and think that one camera is better than the other from this test, well, this is not a comprehensive test whatsoever. So don't leave with that determination in your mind. Just look at the video and take your own results from that, your own individual ideas, thoughts, like what looked too dark, which one has too much contrast, which one looked a little bit overexposed, underexposed. They're all on auto right now, and I'm going to leave them on auto because I just want to see how the cameras actually perform on auto. There you go. I don't know if you can see the drones. I'm sort of shooting into the sun. I've got my little GoPro here. If you can't, well, then I'll take a, here, I'll walk this way. There's the Autel Evo up here. And there's the Phantom right there. So both drones are right there, and I'm going to be back over here. So next test I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Autel Evo's controller down. It will keep filming me where it is, and I'm going to take the Phantom and I'm going to run it back to a certain distance. See, the sun's come out, so how do I look now? Run it back to a certain distance, and I'll do the same with the Autel Evo, and we'll get a wider perspective and just see how the whole image is. I'll take the Phantom first since I have it in my hands here. All right, so this is a pretty good view. I'm going to put me in the center. Phantom is at a distance of 70 meters and a height of 20 meters over there. And I am just a little dot over here, and the Autel Evo is right here, nice and close on me. And I'm going to do the same. So the Autel Evo, you're going up to 20 meters. And I'm going to send you back the same distance. Get you back to the same distance. I'll bring them close together. There we go. Now I'm going to bring the Autel Evo, put the little dot on me, on the camera, so it faces me just like on the Phantom here. Yeah, Phantom is still perfectly on me. It's staying perfectly in the air. So what do you think? Look at both of these images. They're both on auto, both at 4K, 60 frames per second. And how does it look? So can you see the sky and the ground? Are they both well exposed in both image? The light keeps changing. It's going from the sun's coming out, then it's going dark. Now I'm going to try something interesting here. I don't know if I could do this without crashing them together. I'm going to do a 360 rotation of both. Going now, here we go, 360 rotation. And how does that look? Okay, next test with these camera comparisons. I'm standing back here. They're both pointing. I'm going to have them both point at me, and I'm going to take a snapshot. Now that I've taken a snapshot with both of these drones, and I've taken it in JPEG and RAW, well, let's look at the image on the Autel Evo, and we'll zoom in, and we'll see if we can see me in JPEG, and then we'll do the same thing with it on RAW, and just zoom in on me, as much as I can to see me and see how the image looks. And I've taken the same image with the Phantom 4 Pro, so let's zoom in on that image on JPEG and see how I look. And we'll do the same thing on the raw image and see how I look. Now this is just having them follow me. So now the sun is directly right there. So how do I look? How are they handling the lighting of me here walking? The light is behind me. That's a problem with a lot of drones. So I'll bring the Phantom back down. There we go. Phantom's at the same height as the Evo. And so how does it look? There's the light behind me. The sunlight is back there. It's actually up there, but it's on an angle. Here, I'll just move this way a little bit. They're both turning nicely. There we go. So, see how the shadows are? How do they deal with that? Both of these cameras at 4K, 60 frames per second. So is that looking okay? On my little screens here, they look great. What about if I go with the dark background of the forest behind me? Let's try that. I'm just gonna keep one hand here. Okay, so I got that. It's good. They're not crashing into each other yet. It's good. The Autel Evo is moving forward. They are getting close to each other though. So how does that look? You know, here I am, the forest is behind me, and how does that look? Do I blend in with the grass? Does the grass and the leaves, do they all stand out? My red shirt, does it stand out nicely? It's not much of a test I'm doing here. It's just basically for you to watch and see, what do you think about the image? How does it look? You know, if one looks terrible compared to the other, then obviously one camera is much better than the other. But if they look similar in many regards, well then, you know, the cameras are pretty much identical for what most people would use. There, they're both following me this way. No problem that way. And you know, this grass, my sneakers are totally soaked because the grass is just deplorably wet. It rained last night and it's supposed to rain again today. Let me just bring this over here. Let me get close to these guys. So Autel Evo stays there. I don't have backwards engaged on the Evo, so it won't fly backwards right now, but I do have it engaged on the Phantom. All right guys, so that's pretty much it for my little demo of the Autel Evo over here and the Phantom 4 Pro over there. Jeez, is my finger longer than my body? The alarm goes off when I point it out. I hope you enjoyed this. It's not a comprehensive, detailed, scientific camera comparison. People have been asking for some form of comparison between the two cameras. They're not identical, which is obvious, but they're both very good cameras, especially at the top end of the camera market for drones. So if you want a really good camera for a drone to do video footage, these two cameras are probably close to the best in the consumer grade hobby drone market right now as of 2018, as of the month of July. All right guys, hope you enjoyed this video of both drones and their cameras. I'll have some more camera comparisons coming up in the future with different drones as well as these ones again, just to test them out. But for now, I'll say thanks for watching, take care, hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that like button as well. And here comes the sun, where have you been? Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, we'll catch you in the next one.